Shalom, shalom, shalom. Shalom, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to another Wednesday Wisdom class. I'm here. I'm your Captain Shamshuan. Uh, hey, man, it's been a while since I've been live. I'll say that. A week is long enough. All praise be to the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob that I am able to make it back here and feed the people with the understanding according to the scriptures. And as you see, little differences here at the class. Look at this. As soon as I get started, somebody want to knock at the door. Ain't that a mud chicken? Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Salat family, Salat family. I want to see who that is. No, they're gonna have to wait. Darn it. Salat family. Pause with me. Pause for me. Pause for me. Pause for the calls. Take a seat. Take a seat. Shalom, shalom. I'm back, family. I'm back. Had a brother at the door knocking in, trying to come in and get this good information. Yeah, I'll just grab a seat somewhere. Yeah, that's good right there. Again, just get started with Wednesday Wisdom. Let me run through the announcements real quick. Uh, you got Tuesday. Bring that out show. I need to start tuning into that. Hey, man, some powerful information came out yesterday. I'm gonna be touching on a little bit today, dealing with some of that stuff we went over yesterday, and finances. As you can see, the title of the class: Why Blacks Are Behind Economically. And the class yesterday was dealing in spiritual economics. So we got to figure out how we want to get this thing right for us and for our people that we may get back. Hold on, Salat family. Let me get rid of that. That we may get right and come back to the understanding of what's going on. I got something I want to share. That's one of the reasons why I'm using this platform tonight, so you can read along with me on something that I had found. My brother sent it to me, and I wanted him to send me the link, but he couldn't find the link. But I found it online somewhere dealing with it, and this is going to be some powerful information that I'm bring out tonight dealing with economics. But Tuesday, should have tuned in. You can always go back, tune in again to that Bring That Out show with Chief Shalimar, the powerful Captain number one, as they go into different topics. Last night, again, like I said, we went into finances. We had two powerful brothers there that was letting you know how what you should and you can do with your money to bring back economics and wealth back to our communities and that we can grow. Today, as you know, Wednesday Wisdom class, we get started here, most high willing, around 7:30, and we bring it out, bring out this wisdom according to these scriptures. Thursday is our soldiers class, but this Thursday, as you should know, this is our new moon coming in. So please tune in to the new moon service tomorrow. Tomorrow. The new moon service is tomorrow, so tune in to that. Most high willing, we should be able to start that around 8 o'clock. I know that's a big window, but depending on what soldiers get here to get that class started. As you know, our soldier class normally start at 8 o'clock. So that's why I'm saying 8 o'clock. But we try to get it done because it's in this work week. So most high willing, we can get started by 7. Uh, Friday, the history. Either Elder Bishop Lapalau or the Apostle Captain Monitor Zot will go over the history in Yasharala. That is something very powerful to understand. You don't know where you came from. How do you know where you're going? So that's why we dive into those things and on that side in the history class and on Friday. Saturday, the Shabbat. As you know, service here starts at 12 o'clock here at headquarters. If you're tuning in with Treasure Coast, they service start at 1 p.m. tomorrow. I'm in on the Shabbat Saturday. Miami-Dade, Lee County, they services and classes start at 12. So tune in to them brothers. Most high willing, we soon will have Highlands County and Augusta, Georgia going live with their Shabbat services. But even if you are in the Georgia area, link up with them brothers at Augusta, Georgia, that they link together and you can keep the Shabbat with them brothers up there as they bring out the good information according to the Torah. Without further delay, I should say, we got to go ahead and get started. Oh, and remember, April 14th is Passover here at the Light of Zion. It'll be held that I'm gonna try to put the banner up down towards the end of the class so you can see where that will be held at. If not, just check out the commercial that is on our page so you understand where that's being held at. So without further delay, let's get started. Why blacks are behind economically. We get our money and we do foolish things with our money. I know everybody done probably saw the skit with Dave Chappelle, and I'm rich. You know you follow me. So with that being said, our people get money and they do foolish things with the money instead of trying to invest it and grow for the community so we can be somewhere else other than this that slave market called the plantation. You feel me? Nobody want to be at the plantation. It's always good to make your own money, but we understand that even making this money, it got other people's faces on it. Even when it comes to this cryptocurrency market, it's still other people's money. And cryptocurrency, as you know, it's should I say it's a fiat system because again, it's something that's not there. You can't touch it. Same thing with NFTs, I should say. You can't touch it. It's a drawing. It's like artwork. And if you don't know anything, they say, you feel me? I'm gonna put them semicolons up. Right here. They say that the art ain't nothing but a way that the mob washes their money. You feel me? Because you spending $1 million on a painting. What makes this painting so great for you to spend $1 million on it? It's not world hunger. It does nothing. It's a painting. What is it solving? What is it correcting right now? It's correcting nothing. But our people do these things for what? Why they dive into these things? Because they see other nations around them doing it. That's why they dive into it. But let's get started. Colossians 3:17. And whatsoever you do in word or deed, do all in the name of the Mashiach Yahweh, giving thanks to the power and the Abba by him. So as you know, wherever we do in our words and our deeds, we always going to give thanks to the Abba that's in heaven in the name of a Mashiach Yahweh. So let me go ahead and share my screen. Let's get started with this because this is the one of the things my brother sent me. Now, my brother ain't in the truth, but I'm doing this class in a sense for him too, so I can send him the video so he can see the power of the information that can come out of the scriptures when you put two and two together. Let me share that. Boom. Let me share that there. Let me get to the top. And as you see, it's got the same thing. Why blacks are behind economically. That's the title of this thing. Now, mind you, I believe this was circulating since 2016, I want to say, because I done saw it in other places where it was 2016 where I was going to use, but hey, I decided to use this one. Only reason why it's in LinkedIn. LinkedIn, as you know, this is a spot where people go to get jobs and stuff. But they got resumes on this thing. So to have this here where resumes are being seen at, you feel me? Economics, what economics is going on. Why not use the article from there that talk about economics? You feel me? So let's get it. Now, he's not the article of this letter. He's just a person that came across and put together his thoughts on it as well. But let's get it. Last weekend, I took a trip from Nairobi to Nungiki. I guess that's spots in Africa, with a friend of mine who is an architect. In the car, we were discussing the state of our country leadership because this is my passion. For a moment, we started to wonder, why are we not making the progress we ought to make as Africans or even black community in general? Now, as you know, that general aspect he's putting it in, more than likely he done came to the States and saw how the blacks over here are being run. You feel me? Now, we done been over here 400 years. You got Asian man that came here less time than us, but yet they done built their communities up to where every little major city, in a sense, they got a Chinatown. They employ their own, they for their people. But as soon as we start talking about we're for our people, it's a big uproar. Why are you guys racist? You and even us, you're black extremists. But you would not dare say that to any other nationality of people or any ethnicity of people, but to us. But let's keep reading though. We took time to share our travel experience and what we have seen in other parts of the world. What was amazing is how other nations have managed to almost develop the whole population, beautiful cities, systems that work, etc. The big question we were trying to triangulate, what caused African black people to always lag behind. Now, mind you, it ain't all black people that are lagging behind. it's the children of Israel that is lagging behind. That's the main thing they're missing. Because when you go to Africa, certain African countries, that tribe that's there, they're thriving. But the Israelites that's in the midst of them are not thriving. That's what we got to think about and see what's going on. Let's keep reading. Then she shared with me a short article from the internet about an interview of a Jewish leader. This is a Jewish leader now that's about to give you some insight on black people. At the same time we read something dealing with one of his insights, I'm going to throw a couple of scriptures out there. You feel me? Then she shared with me a short article from the internet about an interview of a Jewish leader who was, should I call it, to give reason or trying to answer the above topic. His answers were profound. Here is the interview. And it's straight to the point. Now, mind you, that's what I want to find out. I want to know who is this Jewish leader, so I can try to get in touch with him or reach out to him, or how did he come to this, and then still ask him about, okay, what does Torah say about that? What does the prophet say about everything you just said when it comes to what he said? Let's dive into it. The interviewer asked this question: why are blacks so behind economically? Why? We have the same opportunities everybody else has. But while we're not thriving as other people strive. Yeah, we understand. We understand it's the curses. But our people don't understand they are in the curse, because they as they was bringing out yesterday, they happy to pay their rent. They happy to feed themselves. Yeah, as my child does, like I got a little baby, when she do something good, she, yay, you feel me? So it's like when she put her seatbelt on, I said, put your seatbelt on. She put her seatbelt on. Yay! That's how we pay our rent, be happy. Yay! I fed myself today. Yay! So we got to see why we fall into this trap in a sense. But that's what the Jewish leader said. The only aspect blacks understand is consumption. The only thing we can understand is consumption. You know why? Because even with that first part, consumption, I'm like, dang, we do consume. We don't like to produce nothing.
Perfect example, the hood. In the hood, we don't have all people in the hood having businesses. It's always the other nations.
Yeah, but mind you, if you think back 30, 40 years ago, where we stay at, we off of Six Trunk. So Six Trunk was a dominant area for black businesses. But a lot of them start closing down. Why is that? They didn't strive for the long haul. You had, and there's one store I always used to go to, Willie Walker, was able to walk to that store. But as time progressed on, across the street, they had Arab store. Now the products do have to, Shalom, the products do had to buy for his store cost more than what the Arab charged. Arab was able to get a bag of chips, you feel me, for cheap. The store the black dude had to get was a lot expensive when it comes to beer, tobacco products. Mind you, we shouldn't be using tobacco products, but every aspect that you could think that a corner store or a store should have, he had to pay more for it than the Arab dude did. It was because it's systematically the people that's selling it automatically going to charge him more money than they're going to charge the Arab or the Chinese. You feel me? Now, another owner I had was speaking with, this was probably a year or two ago, and he's like, yeah, man, people don't understand that when I buy the beer, I have to buy for this amount. When dude around the corner, he's paying pennies on the dollar for his. It's because, and then when I want certain stuff, certain stores can only sell certain products because they got it mapped out a certain way. Now, I would love, like he was like, man, I would love to sell Snapple drinks, but they won't even deliver to me. But they'll deliver to the dude around the corner and give him a great price for it.
Same neighborhood,
right around the corner. So if I really want to sell Snapple, I have to go to BJ's or Costco's to buy it. In turn, I have to charge more money for it. If I'm charging more money for it, us as consumers, we always trying to go for the deal. We ain't gonna go say, oh, we're gonna help out our fellow black man or black sister, and we want to buy from them. We don't care how much it costs. Because we trying to get that deal, or we're gonna go over here. I save a quarter. I save 50 cents. But even with saving that 50 cents, we save that 50 cents to go still spend it on something foolish. We're not even putting it towards our community. It ain't like we buying stocks with it. It's just now we're able to buy stocks according to Robinhood and Webull and all these different platforms now. TD Ameritrade, they're now allowing us to go in and really put our hands on it. Because all before, it wasn't accessible to us. They have a broker to go buy stock. And then on top of it, if you did, you couldn't just buy it and just hold it for a period of time. You had to constantly keep buying every week or every month. And then I'm charging you a monthly fee, in order to do this for you. Because I tried dealing in stocks a while back, you feel me? And because I came across a couple of companies and I bought into banks and trucking companies. Banks ain't going nowhere. You need trucks to deliver stuff. So this is what I'm trying to put my money towards. I dealt with this group because they was locally. Of course, it was white folk. Put my money in. And I told dude, hey, man, I'm just trying to buy. It's not something I'm going to come back and do often, but I at least want to have my hand into something. I want to get my share of the pie. Don't you realize I bought it? I say 5-6 months in. I go look on my account. Where my shares at? Where all my stuff done went? These guys were selling off my shares in order to pay my monthly fee. You don't know how ballistic that mind. I wasn't in the truth then. At this time, because I was younger, I wasn't in no truth. So you just played with my money, homeboy. You just don't know what you just caused. Fire must rain from the heavens on you. This is how I felt. Because you just literally played with my money, dude. Because I understood it at a young age. We need to try to get something because I always saw how other people was doing. And they used to have the commercial. They probably still play it. Dude got the Nikes on or got this on, and he's like, I'm part owner of that. I'm part owner. Mind you, not realizing if you do buy some shares of a company, they send you paperwork. Well, you can fly out to these places and sit in board meetings because you own so many shares of a company. So you can literally vote on the president for that company. You can vote on stuff. So I'm getting this stuff, and they sending me packets because I'm bought into certain banks. So now I'm able to see bank mergers before they happen because you got the stocks. When you have the stocks, you are now part of the members. You can vote on the president. Well, we don't want this as the bank president no more. Who should we vote in as the bank president? Any shareholder can become a bank president. You're there. So when they ask you who do you vote for, guess who you can say? Me. The same thing when you vote in the world. When you go vote for a president, at the very bottom, they got you a write-in. And you know what I always did? I wrote my own name in. I'm voting for myself. This is one of the ways I can track to see if my vote counted or not. So if I pull up the votes and I don't see my name, my vote didn't count then. Don't tell me my vote counting. When I go do this, I can't see it. That means my vote really didn't count because I wrote myself in. So for the last a good amount of years, it should be one vote for me because I voted for myself. And it's mind you, it's in every field. President, vice president, this secretary, that whatever they got out there for people voting for, at the very bottom, they got a line that you can write something in. Myself. And I'm writing my full name out to see, okay, does my vote count? Now, if I go look at the ballots, it should have one name by its lonesome, which is me.
But it
never panned out. Never panned out. But back to the thing, the Jewish leader said this, the only aspect blacks understand is consumption. And that's all we are. We are a consuming people. You saw what happened when we walked into Egypt. We consumed everything in Egypt. We produce, but we also consume. We was always, even when it came to And as they say, Jacob is a supplanter anyway. And who's our father? Jacob. So the children, all of us can supplant something somewhere, somehow, trying to get over in a sense. We want to be in the cool of the day. We get it from our daddy, Jacob. So when I say Egypt time, we walking through the wilderness. Most High said, go ahead and get the pigeons, not the pigeons, but the doves. Not the doves, the quail. Eat the quail that comes down. Don't eat, and even when it came to the man in as well, take enough for the day. Oh, I want to get all of it. Yeah, it turned the stuff on them, worms and all that. But on the Shabbat, it didn't do it. They had enough to pick it for the day of preparation, and it lasted to the Shabbat. Because you can't go out there and get the stuff on the Shabbat. So the Most High put provisions for us, and every week, guess what the crazy Israelite did? I want more, I want more, I want more. Just to see it turn into worms. We eating angel food, then we started complaining about that. Okay, eat these quail. Quail done came up to our necks. Oh, I don't want no more quail, but at the beginning, y'all was happy. 40 years of eating quail, aka fried chicken. But right now, we ain't tired of fried chicken. We eat chicken day in and day out, man. But churches, Popeyes, KFC. I don't suggest nobody eat that KFC. I really don't suggest it. Let's keep going. Blacks don't know the importance of building wealth. The fundamental rule is to keep your money within your racial group. Keep your money within your racial group. Now, this is a Jewish dude saying this. So you know what he does? He keeps his money in their racial group. We built Jewish businesses, hired Jewish, buy Jewish. There is nothing wrong with that, but it is basic rules Black cannot comprehend. One of the reasons we can't comprehend it, because due to the curses, our storehouse won't be full. If our evil is evil towards one another, we're not going to go buy Black. We're the crabs in the bucket. Why? Because we chose not to keep the commandments. With not choosing to keep the commandments, he sent a wicked nation against us. This wicked nation destroyed us physically and mentally, to where the fact we don't even realize who we are. But it was our fault because we didn't want to keep these commandments. So a chain of events happened. With these chain of events happening, this is what you got today. You stepping on my shoes that I just spent $150 for, and you could have bought a pair of $60 shoes and took that other $80 and put it towards stocks, bonds, something that you can use for wealth for your community. Put it back into yourself. You feel me? We don't have to just save money no more. Save, as they say, save your money is obsolete now, because your money don't grow. It loses its value.
It's not getting no interest.
Say that again?
It's not getting any interest. Not that much. I think like 10, 15 years ago, it could, right?
Not even 10, 15 years ago, because money is depleting every day. 10, 15 years ago, you could get 4 bags of chips for $1.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
It was a quarter each. Today, the same quarter bag of chips, you lucky to get 2 for $1. You're lucky to get that. They selling that little 25-cent bag of chips that we used to get for $1 pretty much in certain places. So the money done lost its value. So if you put $100,000 in a bank today, 5 years from now, it's really worth $80,000, $75,000. Even though you're looking at $100,000, you can only go out and buy $75,000 worth of stuff at that time now. And all you gotta do is just you trace it down, you track it. But this is where we fail at when it comes to stuff like this. We don't think about these things. But now that I'm hopping more into the economic field, as you know, with building business credit and fixing personal credit and seeing the ins and outs of this thing. I'm like, oh,
Yeah, now it's starting.
you got TikTok out there like a mug.
Yeah,
That
going out secrets.
secrets. But you know what people use TikTok for?
Entertainment. Yeah, dancing, twerking. Yeah.
I want to dance. I want to twerk. I want to do the latest dance and all this dumb stuff. You got the white dude teaching his daughter, babe, when you get $100, spend it quickly. And when you spend it, get something that you can use or that you can in turn sell again, or something that you can get that can have some value to it. And things that holds value sometimes is property, land. This is things we were discussing last night on the Bring That Out show. Certain things you can put your money towards that you can say, okay, cool, I'm going to utilize that. Now, mind you, a lot of these people don't even utilize their own money. As we talk about it, they utilize credit. You got other white dudes that talk about, my kids, when they graduate college, they're going to be rich. I don't even use a debit card. And they're telling you, they're giving you the keys. But you know what our people do?
Swipe on to the next one. Oh, dancing. Okay, well, whatever.
You ain't sharing this. Hey, y'all, look at this. Now let's come together and figure this thing out. You would think that's what you'll see a lot of people gathering around talking about now. But you know what our people like to talk about? Now it's the Jays, but who's better, LeBron or Michael Jordan? They got their money. What are you doing? You discussing them people. You discussing rich people problems. And guess what? They can care less who they consider to go. I still got my endorsements coming in. I still make these shoes that I want you to go out and buy. So imagine, even that when I go to work, these cats constantly looking at sports, talking about sports. Like, dang, that's all y'all gonna talk about? Y'all ain't gonna talk about nothing else? That's it? That's all on thing on y'all mind? Sports? Man, at one of my other jobs, at a tripped out part, my other gig I had. I used to ride around, listen to music. Every now and then I'll be listening to the ratchet stuff. But mind you, I'll listen to the business stuff, but probably spend 5-10 minutes on it. This is before the virus came around, you feel me? Virus came around. Now everybody now I had my business in place already. So I done tried to apply for the thing the legal way. Everybody doing it the illegal way and getting broke off. I'm doing mine the legal way. They like, no, we're not giving you nothing. I'm like, well, dang, but why? Reason being, when you guys looked at my personal credit, which I thought was high, it really wasn't. That's what got me on the ball of, no, I got to get this credit right. Within 8 months, I done went up 150 points quick because I done, what? Oh, no. Put stuff in place, started. Now I'm riding around the job, listening to stuff like that. Boss man, one of the supervisors, well, I say he was the assistant manager. Now he was able to get one of them loans. But he went by the legal way, got that loan, and he automatically, as soon as he got it, rushed out and bought 2 properties off rip. Then build the things up. I'm turning one to Airbnb. I'm renting the other one out. Now he's working on this 4th one. He's still working at the job, but since he's been there so long, he just take vacation, fly out to different spots. He ain't even getting away in Florida. No, I got to get him over here, get him over there. So, and looking at him do that, mind you, the dude ain't nothing but probably 4 years older than me. And to see him do that, all that is now motivation. That's motivating me. I'm not like, dang, what are you doing? Guess what he's doing? Sitting down with me, giving me the game. I'm getting these hard lenders that's going to come in with me and invest their money into getting this, and all they want is a percentage at the top of it. What, hard money lenders? What? Dang, let me look into that. Let me see what that's all about. But there's so much stuff out there. But what our people like to do, we want to consume everything. We don't know how to come together. But certain groups of people are starting to come together. We started to build these little groups. Now, and this is what I hope for all my different Israelite groups, you feel me? That's what they're doing. Pulling their resources together to where, okay, we want to go ahead and get that piece of property over there. He was about to go in on this one venture. And I told him, man, I want to be in on that. They was about to buy an apartment building, 100 units.
Ooh, okay.
Now all these brothers got big money. Now I'm coming in, I got little money. Hey man, let me put my little bit of money in. I'm happy with 2%. Y'all can get the other 98, and it's only about 7 of them. You feel me? I'm probably with the 8th one, and all I want is 2%. 2% of $1 million is what?
2,000. No, not 2 grand. Not $200,000. I gotta do that.
It's a good amount.
It's a good amount.
I'm not even going to do the math on it. I want other people to do the math on that. 2% of $1 million.
2% of $1 million. You said $2 million?
No, 1 million. 2% of $1 million.
Okay.
You know how to do the math on it?
Yeah, times point 0.02. 0.02. Yeah, it's 20 grand. Woo! I thought it was.
Now, mind you, and all I would have had to put in is a couple grand.
Ooh, and your return is 20 grand? Shoot. Heck yeah.
If I would have put 10,000 down, I doubled my money.
Yeah, God.
I doubled my money. Now, mind you, the units didn't cost $1 million. I'm just saying the revenue that would have been coming in from it. If they would have resold it, they could have resold it for a couple million. I just gave $1 million as a flat rate, you feel me? But this is the things that we need to go ahead and try to venture off into, other than just the craziness that's in the world. Tweeting as we were bringing out together last night, Will Smith and Chris Rock and all that nonsense. It's on so many different levels of why that was wrong. You feel me? The main reason why it was wrong, you did that on national television. One king slapping another king when y'all literally was friends, y'all hung out, y'all shoot basketball, y'all literally hang out together. When you could have waited literally to commercial break, I'll let you backstage, homeboy, and talked about that backstage. And if y'all want to get in the fisticuffs, then do it backstage. Don't do it on live TV. So that means anytime somebody tell a joke on someone, that means I should get up and fight or slap them. So that means comedians should just stop altogether then. And this is the part I don't dig, especially when it comes to Will Smith, as they try to paint him as some character. Now, this guy here really will brag about how he don't curse in no music.
Yeah, but he gonna curse at the Grammys.
The Oscars. He gonna, not even just that. You cursing the Bad Boys.
Oh, yeah.
The movies. You'll curse in the movies, but you won't curse in your rap? Is that not a double-minded man if you ever heard of one? What's the point of doing that? But let's get back. I digress. Let's get back. I'm going to read that again, what the Jewish leader said. The only aspect blacks understand is consumption. Blacks don't do, see, and they mistype this like a mug. Blacks don't know the importance of building wealth. That's what the post say. Blacks don't know the importance of building wealth. The fundamental rule is to keep your money within your racial group. We build Jewish businesses, hire Jewish, buy Jewish. There is nothing wrong with that, but it is basic rules black cannot comprehend. He will kill his fellow blacks daily instead of wanting to see his fellow do well. 93% of blacks killed in America are by other blacks. Now, why would this Jewish man go out and get the statistics on that? 93% of blacks that are killed in America are by other blacks. And you know what the main one is? You want me to tell you who the number one corporate is? Not corporate, but the culprits of doing that. I'm going to tell you. The black woman.
Oh, yes.
How is the black woman the number one culprit of killing blacks?
They instigate. Someone instigate.
Nah.
They tell lies.
Nope. It's something that somebody put in place that they can go out and do all willy-nilly.
Oh, child support. It's a law that Esau put out.
Mm-hmm.
Abuse.
It's the A word. Abortion.
Oh, boy. Oh, okay.
Abortion.
Con.
Abortion is the number one leading
Con.
in deaths for blacks.
Planned motherhood.
Planned Parenthood.
Planned Parenthood, my bad.
Yep.
My bad.
And if you know who Margaret Singer was, she was out to, do that.
Yep.
I'm trying to find that curse too. I'm trying to find that curse in Deuteronomy 28 where it talk about the mother.
Oh, hating the. Oh yeah. I forgot how that went. Let me see if I can find it. It says she would hate her seed or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I remember reading that. Let's see.
Yeah, I found it.
You got it? Okay.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 57. Well, I'm gonna start at 56. The brother put 54. I'm gonna start there then. Yep, by off abortion. I'm gonna start at 54 because the brother put it up there. And Shalom, Shalom, William. Deuteronomy 28 and 54. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil towards his brother, and toward the wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children, which he shall leave, so that he will not give to any of them of his flesh of his children, whom he shall eat, because he have nothing left him in the siege, and in the straitness wherewith thy enemies shall distress thee in all thy gates. Cannibalism. Verse 56. The tender and delicate woman among you, which will not adventure to set her sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness, her eyes shall be evil towards the husband of her bosom, and toward her son, and toward her daughter. This is the kicker. And toward her young one that cometh out from between her feet. The young one that cometh out between her feet. What comes out between her feet? Her baby.
Yeah, her baby. Yeah.
She's not going to have no remorse for her baby. Off with his head. And toward the children that come out between her feet, and toward her children, which she shall bear, for she shall eat them for want of all things secretly in the siege and straitness, wherewith thy enemy shall distress thee in thy gates. So, but that's the kicker right there. That's why I say abortion. But when you do the statistics, diabetes, heart disease, AIDS, heart attacks, whatever disease you can think of, most I already say he was going to put that on us. But the number one, when you look at comparison on the ladder, which one is leading in the deaths of us? Abortion. Abortion is at the top. I wish I had that that website that I could pull up. And with that website, it seemed like it still got the counter counting on it.
Oh wow!
It got the stats where everything is going up. But when you look at I think the highest one before that is what I say, AIDS or heart disease. It was one of them two, AIDS or heart disease. But what that was, you could stack them two on top of each other, and that's how far abortion was leading in that battle right there.
Yes, it was higher than heart disease, and hey, ooh, boy.
So you think we fall and dying of heart attacks and heart disease and high blood pressure and hypertension? Nothing is compared to abortion. But it's my body. I do what I want to do with it. Because that white dude done pumped your head up with that, you think it's okay to go do now. Because he gave you a license to go kill, you go kill. Just because he gave you a license to do something, that don't mean it's right. He gave a person a license to go be a one of those things, homosexuals, that rainbow community. You feel me? That don't mean you go do it. That don't mean you go marry one of the same sex. Just because he said, yes, you can do it now, it's okay. So you know more than the person that created us. You serve the creature more than the creator. Romans 1:26. But let me dive into let me go back. Because I had got some scriptures. I'm trying to see, was it for this or for the later part? Leviticus 25 and 35. Let me see. Nah, not yet. It's going to come up in the next section. Oh, nope. Darn it, man. It's so much. I'm trying to find. Okay, this part. Their leaders steal from their people
Yep. Yes,
and send
exactly.
and send the money back to their colonial masters from whom they borrow the same money. Every successful black wants to spend his or her money in the country of his I can't even pronounce the word. Colonial masters. They go on holidays abroad, buy houses abroad, schools abroad, etc., instead of spending this money in their own country to benefit their people. Now let's grab some scriptures on that real quick, dealing with our own masters or our own teachers, our pastors, our leaders. Jeremiah 23 and verse 1. Woe be unto the pastors that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pastures, saith the Most High. Therefore, thus says the Most High power of Israel against the pastors that feed my people, ye have scattered my flock and driven them away, and have not visited them. Behold, I will visit upon you the evil of your doings, saith the Most High. And I will gather the remnant of my flock out of all countries whither I have driven them, and will bring them again to their folds, and they shall be fruitful and increase. This is when we're going to be fruitful and increase when the Most High bring us back. Now, mind you, that just said this about what's going to be happening with the state of the children of Israel. Our pastors is not going to pity us. But listening to this Jewish dude, he said that prophecy connects with the so-called blacks. Let's get some more. Isaiah 56 and 10. Oh, I'm past. Isaiah 56 verse 10. I'm gonna start at verse 9. No, I'm gonna start at 10. Verse 10. Isaiah 56 and verse 10. His watchmen are blind. They are all ignorant. They are all dumb dogs. They cannot bark, sleeping, lying down, loving to slumber. I'm going to read that again. His watchmen are blind. The watchmen are supposed to be our leaders. These are the people that are supposed to be making sure we're good, making sure everything we do is all right. They're supposed to be guiding us, watching out for us, our protection. They are all ignorant. They are all dumb dogs. They cannot bark, sleeping, laying down, loving to slumber. Yea, they are greedy dogs. They always want to eat the food. Same thing what this just said. Their leaders steal from their people and send the money back to their masters. That just said that. This, in a sense, says the exact same thing. So this Jewish dude is literally describing the children of Israel. And none of these Jewish people go through that. They don't have that problem. Like he just said, we keep our money in-house. The Chinese people do it too. The Arabs do it. The white man do it. The East Indians do it. Every group of people on this globe do it, except for the children of Israel. You might think Haitian people do it for the moment, but they don't do it as a whole. When you look at the country, because if they did it as a whole, that country would be flourishing. But they don't. If Jamaica did it as a whole, they'll be flourishing. Chinaman wouldn't be able to get over there and buy up all their land. You won't be listening to Chinaman. You'll hear the voice on the radio, and then when you look at it, you're like, he Chinese? I cannot believe that.
Yeah. It happened to me.
What's that DJ name? Darn. Biaf. I don't know if you know, because I see you on right now. It's a Chinese dude who's a DJ, and he DJ Jamaican music. But when he speak, patois hardcore, and you be like, that's a black dude.
Yeah.
I forget his name, and I even saw him. He was at the club. He used to come to the club I worked at. Darn, man, I cannot think of his name. But that dude used to go hard, you feel me? Until you heard him speak, and then you looked at him. Oh, something ain't right with this. Something ain't right.
That happened to me. I had to transport a client to a lady.
Mm-hmm.
And she looked Asian, little age. Man, when she started speaking, she go to Morris City. Like, what?
Exactly.
Yes.
Let me keep going.
Okay,
Yea, they are greedy dogs which can never have enough, and they are shepherds that cannot understand. They all look to their own way, every one for his gain from his quarter. They looking out for self. They not worried about their brother. Bobby Chiney. Yeah. I see. Damn. It got China in it. You see that? I never understood that until I read it just now. Yeah, he is Chinese because it says China. But how they speak, you wouldn't pick up on it unless you understood it. But Bobby China, the water that dude there goes hard. But it don't say it like that. It's how they say it. It sounds like it's not saying Chinese. But me reading it now, I can literally see the China in it. Bobby Chiney. Bobby Chiney. I think that's how I said it at the end. Chiney. It ain't saying Chinese, but it's Chiney. So that's why I never looking at it now is a trip, man. Verse 12. Come ye, say they, I which fetch wine, and we will fill ourselves with strong drink, and tomorrow shall be as this day, and much more abundant. So this is what our leaders do, the same thing that he's talking about that we do. Let me read down some more. Statistically show that the Jewish money exchanges hands. Come on, by y'all. Statistically show that the Jewish money exchanges hands 18 times before leaving his community, while for blacks, it is probably a maximum of once or even zero. Now, mind you, they used to say our money used to do that 18 times when we had Black Wall Street. That's what they said then. In Black Wall Street, our money stayed in the community. But if we had certain communities that did that, and every time we get a community up that start doing that, and it's not based around the Most High, off rip, it's going to be destroyed. And the other nations are going to destroy it. They literally destroyed Black Wall Street and turned it into a park.
Other black communities too.
And they made movies about it. Oh shoot, I can't. Every time I bring it up, I cannot think. There you go, Rosewood. Rosewood. They did a movie about Rosewood. You feel me? With Ben Rames in it and all that. Powerful movie. But at the end, you see how some blacks treated each other in it because they ain't want to see that happen. He said, "Let's fight." No, we can't fight. It's gonna make me want to watch that movie again, Rosewood. I'm gonna try to find that again and watch that again because it was a powerful movie. But if we got these communities and they keep destroying them, you know what that does to the psyche of a person? Every time I do something, you keep destroying it. Why do anything now? I might as well join hands with you and sing Negro spirituals. Hold hands with little white boys and white girls. I have a dream. So this is the foolishness, man. How we got caught up and wrapped up. Yep. Though you join hand in hand, the wicked shall not go unpunished. So and that's what's going on right now. I'm gonna grab one more. Isaiah 30 and 10. Isaiah chapter 30, verse 10. I'm gonna start at verse 9. That this is a rebellious people, lying children that will not hear the law of the Most High, which say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceit. Get you out of the way, turn aside out of the path, cause the Holy One of Israel to cease from before us. Wherefore, thus says the Holy One of Israel, because ye despise this word and trust in oppression and perverseness and stay thereon, therefore this iniquity shall be to you as a breach ready to fall, swelling out in a high wall, whose breaking cometh suddenly at an instant. And he shall break it as the breaking of the potter's vessel that is broken into pieces. He shall not spare, so that there shall not be found in the bursting of it a shred to take fire from hence, from the heareth, or taketh water withal out of the pit. Now the Most High just literally just told us this is what's going to happen to us. Because you don't want to listen to me and you want to deal with perverseness, you want to deal with these people, have. This is why we live in the situation we live in now. But mind you, the so-called Jewish man ain't living like that. If they have a problem, you don't even hear about it.
But who do we go to? We going to Egypt for help. That's who we go to.
Go to Egypt for help.
And like you said, Captain, with the oppression, but we still questioning our oppression right now. You know, we still going to Egypt for help, and Egypt is our oppression. You know, when you think about it, it's sad. It's like that.
That's why we say when we're going to get out of here. It look like another 400 years because how our people act, man.
Yeah,
they can see the stuff going on around them, but they can't even have a shred of understanding and say, I got to break free from this.
Yeah,
I got to break away. They're going to stay stuck in the system.
Yeah,
stay stuck right in it.
Stuck in the oppression.
Only 6% of black money goes back into their communities. This is why Jews top and blacks are at the bottom of every ladder in society.
And I want to, when I think about it, or Captain, does it say, is it the barbers? Because I know we go to a lot of bad barbers and hairdressers, but does it say what percentage to 6%? Like what?
But you should know, like you said, our 6% will go to the barbers, hairstylists, car washes. This is the stuff. These are the things because it says this later on. Instead of buying Louis Vuitton, Herman's, expensive cars, shoes, houses, dresses, etc., blacks could industrialize Africa, build banks, and get rid of colonized institutions by putting them out of business. Now, you see how he does switch from Black America to right back to Africa? See how he tried to blend the lines in the article? You got to be able to peep that. Now, as I'm looking because I'm like, why he keep saying colonizer? Because the so-called people in Africa right now, if you look at a couple of African, they got an African show too. And I just popped across it on Netflix, but somehow I don't know even why it popped up on my Netflix. Darn, I cannot think of the name of it. It's like a show like Love and Hip Hop, but they in Africa.
Okay.
All they talking about is money. Doing exactly that. I want to get a G-Wagon. The girl got injections all through, black girl. Injections in her lip, her cheeks, her eyes, her forehead, her butt, her arms, her breasts, her toes, her hands. It's like there's not a spot a needle did not touch on this girl.
Wow,
and you looking at her like, and you think you supposed to be the bomb? First dude she got with, they say she dealt with her first baby daddy. She was young, he was old, but he was a person that dealt in scandals. She only wanted to deal with the dude because of the money. She got of age, left him alone, and she's talking about, when I was young, I wanted a sugar daddy. Now that I'm older, I'm a Kruger, and I want a young dude. But the same young dude still wants him to provide for her. But this is what the women do. And mind you, it doesn't help that when we look at Kevin Samuels and see the whole craziness that when these women hop on here, we see what they really think. Now it's all this. When you look at the YouTube now, you can literally find it where a lot of different channels are talking about this topic. So-called black man, so-called black woman. The manosphere, the women in their, I don't even know what they want to call it. The modern day woman, in a sense, as they done try to coin that term. You got these different talk show types on YouTube, and they, hey man, what do you want from man? Oh man, gotta provide for me. He gotta do this, and if he can't do that, I'm moving to the next one. I don't want a man with a 9 to 5. He got to be a scammer or a drug dealer, and I want him to spend his money on me. And the foolishness that comes out of the people's mouths is crazy. It's crazy, man. So let's keep going. Your thoughts on the failure of blacks after 150 years. Well, nothing is ever the black man's fault. He compulsively habit of killing his own. His compulsive habit of killing his own, compulsive material consumption, his inability to build a business or preserve wealth are usually somebody else's fault. Yeah. Now, mind you, blacks say, oh, I couldn't do nothing. It was because of the man why I couldn't do it. And not realizing they put a social construct up to where they set it up for only so many can make it out. We don't want all you guys making it out. And the one that do making it out, we're going to try to bring them to our side. Hence what the last thing he said. When they get out, they so quick to get something and bring it back to their masters. Hey, look what I did, master. Good, come, you be with us. Move from out of your community. Move where we stay at. We're going to give you a little bit. You feel me? We're going to give you some crumbs, make you feel good about yourself. Yeah.
I made it out the ghetto.
But mind you, it's this one, I forget the artist's name, and this was a female artist. She made her money. No, I'm going to stay right in the hood. Because I want to show them you too can make it out the hood, but you don't have to make it out the hood. You have to make your hood great around you. So if everybody had that thought process in our own communities to make our own community great again, we can have the kingdom. The kingdom could be at hand. The kingdom could be here because the Most High is waiting on us to do something. The us doing something is getting our communities back in order. And the first place to start at is putting the family structure back together. I don't want your welfare. You can keep that.
Yeah, kind of. That goes back to the question reading.
The man got to stay, deal with the craziness, and the woman can't be so crazy. You have to be willing to compromise with each other so y'all can build something together. But that goes back to knowing who you are to begin with. And a lot of our people do not know who they are. So how can they know to do the right thing when you don't know who you are? Our history, and as the chief brought out, they started our history out at, I'm going to go ahead and grab it. Real quick. Because the brother read the scripture. He read the scripture like this. He read Lamentations 4, verse 5. They that did feed delicately are desolate in the streets, and they that were brought up in the scarlet embraced dunghills. Now, he started there. He was about to read on, but he's like, nah, back up. Let's go to the top of it, because we always start out slavery. They always taught us all we was slaves and nothing but slaves. So 12 years of indoctrination of that, you indoctrinated now. You done been brainwashed to believe you're nothing. You supposed to embrace strong hills. You're supposed to be at the head of every corner of the streets. Well, let's get it. But this is how we really was at the beginning. How is the goal become dim? The children of Israel were the goal, but we didn't became dim to let them know we started off as gold. How is the most fine gold changed? The stones of the sanctuary are poured out in the top of every street. And as he brought out last night, what's at the top of every street? No, if we got a street, if you go to the top of it, and it's a street running this way, what you done made it to?
Oh, intersection.
The intersection, but also the corner. Okay. Because when we go everywhere, just like you see teaching outside, where are they teaching at? At some corner, because why? Our people are standing at the corner. They standing in front of that Arab store. Day in and day out. Selling drugs, selling everything. I was about to say a word, but I had to catch myself. I was like, there, is that politically correct to say that word? To deal with that lady of the night. Verse 2. The precious sons of Zion compared to fine gold? How are they esteemed as earthen pitchers, the work of the hands of the potter? Even the sea monsters draw out the breast. They give suck to their young ones. Ha! The daughters of my people is become cruel, like the ostrich in the wilderness. Now, and this was the running thing that we were saying last night. If a sea monster can feed their children, and I did a class on this, dealing with the child, you have to raise a child, not maintain one. Now, I got that from the sister Shali, Shabazz Ali, whatever her name is. I forget the lady's sister name, but the one that came out with the book. You feel me? And that sister said that in her thing. Our women maintain, they don't raise kids and this and that. I was like, I'm gonna do a class on that. Dealing with certain situations as I see in my community, that's what happens. Women that took over the household because that's what they think their role is now because of the Willie Lynch syndrome. They done flipped everything in opposite order. The women want to be strong and independent and leave the man effeminate, hiding behind the woman because he hid behind his mother. So now he about to get a woman in his life that he can also hide behind. That's why you got a lot of dudes. And the crazy part is women will deal with these dudes that will lay up in their house without a job. You got women that will raise sons that it's okay. You don't have to do nothing. Mommy's here. I'm going to do it for you. And they even had it in Baby Boy. And Ben Raines told him, man, get your breasts out his mouth. You feel me? I'm going to say it. I'm going to try to keep the good words PG. But Baby was down there, 23, 24, 25-year-old. Mama. You know, that whole show, you never had a job. And the only thing you did do was try to go sell a little herb here and there. You go to chill at your girl house who's going out to work, and you picking her up in her car. But say, I put the brakes on it.
I put the brakes on it.
So I'm going to drive it because I put, really, dude? Really? This is your thought process? But all this goes hand in hand when it comes to economics in our community. If our man ain't going to get up off his behind and say, damn, I need to get out and get something for myself. Now, mind you, and that's why even the music back in our day had some meaning. You need to get up, get out, cut that bullshit out. Outkast, Goody Mob, conscious music, even though they talked about smoking, you feel me? But they still come back and hit you with some consciousness to have you think. Get up, get out, get something. Don't let all the time pass you by. You need to get up, get out, and get something. Even I, you, and you got to try something like that. But all in all, it was there. Positive vibes is okay. I need to get up and do something. And they try to put this meme out there. Oh, you shouldn't force your son to leave the house at 18 and this and that there. And people fall for the okie doke because some crazy person put that out there and you agreed with the nonsense. No, his behind should be working doing something. Damn school. I told my brother that a long time ago. College is another, in a sense, Ponzi scheme. Because you work all this time to get a piece of paper to go out and go into a field that's obsolete now. Certain fields are still there, but a lot of fields are obsolete. Mind you, when I could turn over here and look at a couple of my uncles that from high school and a couple of my classmates, straight from high school, they went straight to the port. Union work. Getting broke off. One of my uncles, ninth grade education, didn't go past ninth. Another uncle didn't damn near go past the fifth or the sixth grade. But guess what? They got 6-figure jobs. And this is all they do. Because they don't put their work in of unloading that ship. People want to consume, but you ain't going to get out there to go unload that ship. Mind you, they getting paid hazard pay. That's where all the money come in at, because of hazard pay. And they're getting broke off. I went out there and I got on at the port, and I make more in one day, which is a Sunday, than people make all week. But I still work a week job though. Because mind you, because now it's They pulling teeth out there. There's so many see that, golly, y'all making all that. Everybody trying to run out there and get it now. But back then, when they needed people was nowhere to be found. That's how a lot of them got their years in and got their hours up to where I done been here for so long, I get to choose and pick what job I want. They're going to give me $50 to stand there and hold a flag.
Oh, man.
Stop the truck that's coming through. Stop the truck. The crane going to let the thing down onto the truck and you go. $50 to stand there with a flag. Stop, go. Some of those, when lunchtime come up, some go to lunch and some stay so it can keep running. The people that stay, his $50, they'll turn it to $100 an hour for that hour. Stop, go. So when I'm out there, I'm making $30 an hour. My uncle, the header, so I really didn't have to do nothing. But I said, no, I'm gonna work. And all I had to do is turn some turnbuckles to unloose the containers. I probably had to do 10 of them on the one end of the ship because there's probably 15 of us, and everybody get a section of the ship. We unlock that mud and get out of Dodge. So the crane can now come in and pick up the stuff and move it around. Because they got to empty the top in order to get to the bottom. Because the stuff at the bottom is what's coming out, and they replace and the people that's in the crane, after 3 hours, I got to take a break.
Okay, every 3 hours?
Every 3 hours, you got to take a break.
Wow.
Because you high up, you see it, and you can kill people out there. Hence, hazard pay. So every 3 hours, the crane operators are switching. They switching out. No, sometimes they can go for 24 hours. Because when you go, you ain't done until that ship is finished being unloaded. They got other aspects where the boats come in, and they got charcoal coming off the truck. So they got dump trucks that's constantly running. Now, if you got a dump truck, you can go spend you $15,000 for a good down payment for a good dump truck. You feel me? That's going to last you a good 2-3 years. You come out there and every load of charcoal you take, they're going to give you $250. Now, mind you, your ride might be an hour. Your ride might be 20 minutes. You go dump that load, come back, get another one. That's another $250. Every load you come get and take, that's $250. If you do 5 loads and say, all right, I'm done, that's $1,000 you done made in a day. You don't need no what you call a certificate for that. You don't need no bachelor's to drive a truck. And all you doing is all you got to do is stay awake. And guess who's getting all that money right now? The Oyes. My Oye brothers, they out there cleaning up.
That's most of my senior role.
But mind you, they understood this because you ain't gonna get the so-called white man. When I looked at them trucks, there wasn't no white man driving them dump trucks. They in the big semis going long haul. You feel me? They'll do that. But still got Oyes doing that as well. My Oye brothers. So it's money to be made out there where you don't need that. But people get that little paper and think they just it now.
Like you struggling paying for that.
Now, mind you, say it again.
You struggling to pay for that tuition.
You done spent 80 bands so you can go make this, but yet you live in you make now, and I forget who said this, you making $10,000 and you living right to that means of $10,000 a month. You live in a $10,000 a month lifestyle when you don't have to. You choose to. You can live a $3,000 lifestyle because people do it out here in the streets every day. That's why when Kevin Samuels talk about, how much money you think you need? Do you want to work to pay significant bills this and that there and go through all these questions? But I'm like, I can look around me. I see this dude with 5 kids and he don't make nearly as much as that money. But they're doing good for themselves. Nobody's starving. Everybody is good. So where are you getting this stuff from about you need to make this amount of money? Because you want to buy the Louis Vuitton and the Gucci and the Louis and the this and the that. You want a Birkin bag and all this nonsense. But this is what our people fall up under. They fall into the okie doke system. You feel me? But let's get back. I digress. Let me get back. I keep talking on that stuff for a good while. But it goes back into saying it's not his fault. Let me go. The Jewish leader, the interview. So what can blacks do to liberate themselves? Jewish leader, blacks must take responsibility. We have to take the responsibility. We chose not to keep the commandments of the Most High Power. We chose to do that. If we would have kept the commandments, we would have been straight. We would have been good. Blacks must unite and vehemently fight corrupt leaders who run down their countries and run to IMF as though the IMF is Father Christmas. And let me grab a couple of scriptures on that by taking responsibility and coming together. Responsibility. I'm gonna go to 1 Kings, something that we all should know about taking responsibility. 1 Kings chapter 8, verse 47, I believe. Let me get to it. 46. If they sin against thee, for there is no man that sinneth not, and thou be angry with them and deliver them to the enemy, so that they can carry them away captives into the lands of the enemy, far or near. Yet if they shall bethink themselves in the land, whether they were carried captives, and repent, and make supplication unto thee in the land of them that carried them captive, saying, we have sinned. That's taking responsibility. Letting the Most High know we have sinned. We have done perversely. We have committed wickedness. And that same perversely word was in the last scripture I just read, because we wanted to do stuff like that. But we got to take that responsibility upon ourselves, knowing that we have sinned. We did perversely in his eyes. We wicked in all aspect of the word, and not say foolish things like, God knows my heart.
Yeah, I know, right? How many times I've heard?
What you mean God knows your heart? You never read the Bible? God says your heart is evil continually. Mm-hmm. So yes, he knows your heart and he knows you wicked. Mm-hmm. So stop doing your wickedness. Come back to keeping these laws, statutes, commandments. Right. Oh, I did have that around Deuteronomy 28:54. And gathering ourselves together. As you know, this is a scripture that we always use. Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse 1. Darn, I passed it. Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse 1. Gather yourselves together, yea, gather together, O nation not desired, before the decree bring forth, before the day pass as the chaff, before the fierce anger of the Lord cometh upon you, before the day of the Lord's anger cometh upon you. Seek the Lord, all ye meek of the earth, which have wrought his judgment. And we all wrought his judgment, but we got to be the meek of the earth and seek the Most High's face, asking for forgiveness. Let them know we did perversely, we did wickedly, and come back to start keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments. Because as this Jewish dude breaking down, none of this stuff applies to him. Mm-hmm. Yep. If he so-called Jew, he should be trying to gather himself together, because that's what the scripture says. Gather together for the day of the anger of the Lord. The day of the anger of the Lord hasn't came yet. So that means you should be striving to come together with your people. But he just said, we buy Jewish. We for ourselves. As a matter of fact, let me just grab that. Because all they did is, again, these other nations picked up our book. They know who we are, but we don't know who we are. Mm-hmm. Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 6. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people. For what nation is there so great, whom have God so nigh unto them, as the Most High our power is in all things that we call upon him for? And what nation is there so great that has statutes and judgments so righteous as all this law which I set before you this day? So they understand if they was able to take our law and apply it to themselves, it will work for them. That's what all the nations do. That's why we got Psalms 83 and 1. Because they said, come, let them cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel shall be no more remembered. They understand that. We don't remember who we are, but they know who we are. They'll spend a bunch of money to keep that stuff silent. They'll put stuff out like this article, Jewish leader. This should have the Jewish leader name in it. And let us know which Jewish leader said this. Because we could put him on the spot for all the other Jewish people to say, yes, we're the real Jews. Well, no, this is one Jewish leader here said this. But since it has no name connected to it, they can sweep that under the rug. See, that wasn't a real Jewish man that said that. That was somebody else. Yeah. They can just take that and sweep that up under the rug now. You feel me? Well, let me finish the article off. Blacks must take responsibility. Blacks must unite and vehemently fight corrupt leaders who run down their countries and run to the IMF. I forget what that IMF is. as though the IMF is Father Christmas, International something family, monetary family, I think. But I learned about them a while back. Whoa, I know by now many thoughts are running through your mind as Black person. Yes, I indeed felt the same. And from this point, our trip had minutes of silence as got back to really internalize what I just read. Share with me your thoughts. And if I go down some more, you'll see how they got people thoughts and what they saying about it and all that, but we ain't about to dive into all that. Let me go back here. But that's one of the things. Yeah, International Monetary Fund, CON, that's what it is, the IMF, the International Monetary Fund. So that's one of the things, man, we can't get caught up. We got to understand that that thing I just shared, it's an eye opener for us to know that, yes, we are the children of Israel because everything he said resorts right back to us. That's them people. It ain't the Jewish people because the scriptures line right up with everything he said because we're not following that. But we also got to understand that we got to take responsibility on what happened. And if we can take responsibility on that, we can take responsibilities on a lot of other things, especially when it comes back to building back up our communities. And again, the number one thing in building our community is that family structure, the household. With a father in the household, he's able to guide the son and the daughter on what to do. He's out working, the wife's out working. It ain't, out working, you just sit at home. Mind you, back in the day when they did stuff like that, let me exit this so I can see the comments. When we did stuff like that, the waters are more. When we did stuff like that back in the day where the man went out and worked, wife stayed home and dealt with the cleaning and stuff, she still had a job. You know what one of her main jobs was? She'll go work for a white person, folding their clothes. They was the dry cleaners back then. Black women was the dry cleaners. White people either dropped their clothes off or they went and picked up the clothes. Or they went to their house and washed their clothes in their house. It wasn't called housekeeping or none of that, but they was literally the dry cleaners. I'm going to wash your clothes, iron your clothes, hang up your clothes, or fold up your clothes. Break me off. Now they coming back. They did all that, made it back to the house before the children got home from school. Get into the kids and get the stuff right. But they house, but mind you, at that time, our house stayed pretty much in tip-top shape anyway. How much we don't really got a lot of furniture to begin with. So what dusting and cleaning we really have to do? We do our cleaning as it always been throughout the years, pretty much on the weekends. That's when we clean, wash our clothes and do our stuff. But the white folk, they did theirs throughout the week. Because this was our jobs. We were the dry cleaners. That's why it would be so easy for us to break into a dry cleaning company. Because we used to washing other people's clothes, iron it. But again, that was a business opportunity for the wife. Husband out working, doing whatever he was doing, whatever job he had, and came back home. And even then, back then, he'll still have two households he'll tend to. The wife didn't know about the other household, not all the time, but it was probably pretty much sure another household he was out there tending to. And you'll figure like, dang, how do he have the time to do both? That's what it was about. Somehow, some way, and it worked. That's how you can have, dang, you got distant cousins over there. And even in granddad on my dad's side, in a sense. They out there did that, thought the man was dead somehow, but come down here and all the same children there, like, how y'all got the same names? Did he have two households? And when he had these different set of kids, named them the same? So he couldn't get mixed up? I ain't gonna give out all the names. People try to look it up and see who I am and all that. But this is what we get locked into. To understand we got to come out of this nonsense of thinking, modern day woman, and even the manosphere and all that. All these terminologies they put on stuff, it makes no sense because all it's going to still do is divide. It's a different way of dividing us. Come back to this scriptures. Come back to calling what the Most High called us. Most High called the men kings, called our women princesses. Why? A princess ain't going to have no role of leadership like that. Your leadership, as an older woman especially, teach the younger women how to love their husbands.
Right.
Teach the kids on how to do the right thing. Don't raise them in reverse roles. Flip that back around. Raise the men to be the strong, independent one. Raise the women to know this is how I love my husband. This is what I got to do for my household. This is what is expected of me as a wife. Know that a man supposed to go out and choose a woman that has the same mind he has. Not nobody who's going to contrary to him. It ain't that opposites attract type nonsense. Everything, every what do I want to call it? Every saying we got in our community, some of them are scripture based, some of them are just total nonsense.
Yeah.
Opposites attract. But if I take a magnet south and a magnet north and try to put them together, they're going to repel every time.
Yeah, gonna push away.
So how the hell do opposites attract? Don't judge a book by its cover.
How is she going to judge? I mean, you can. Come on. If the title's not what you want to read, you ain't gonna read it.
The stuff we say, man, and we don't think about what we say when we say it.
Yeah, gone.
Because we caught up because this is what society has taught us to do. And I'm gonna just add this other part in. It ain't really touch on that. I'm gonna just say it. Dealing with this article and saying taking responsibility and all that, we got to still understand how did it even happen. It happened because we didn't accept what the Most High did to us. Now something popped up on the screen. That's why I paused and started reading that. We didn't accept what the Most High told us. Keep these laws, statutes, and commandments. Choose life. Get this water. We ain't want that. We wanted to choose the other route by going against the Most High. We saw what the other nations was doing and said, "Oh, look, that's fun." Not knowing what the Most High put before us is fun as well. It's a better fun. As you were saying at the same time I'm saying it. It's a better type of fun. But we just get caught up in our visual. Ooh, look. And that's why we in this position we in now. Ooh, look. In this society. And we got to literally come out of this crazy, I was about to say the wrong word, come out of this crazy, wicked world and get back right with the Most High. Once we can get back right with the Most High and get everything we should be doing, then we can work on our economic and our finances. But without the Most High there, our finances ain't going to be right. Because all we're going to do is take our money and still go spend it on something foolish. When we can build our credit up to a certain point to where, okay, we can go out and invest in these things and look at it as an investment. So, and this is I'm going to throw this out because it was an article I read. Well, it's an article type news thing because it says put money back in the Black community. This is something we lack. Certain people try to do that, but then other people spoil it for the masses. A football player played football, got his money up. He done went and opened up a restaurant, pizza restaurant, you feel me? Selling pizzas. And hired convicts to come work for him. When they got out of jail, you got a job, homeboy, come work for me. So he was trying to provide a place that people could go work at. You feel me? And he's not paying them a little bit of money. He was paying them decent. It ain't like I'm paying you like Domino's will pay you. I'm giving you decent money. Don't you know these dudes ended up trying to rob the day, man?
Oh, yeah.
Tried robbing the man. To the fact, I think the man had to shoot him. Like, dude, I hired you straight from prison, dude. I didn't stress you on nothing. And if you needed any money, you literally could have came and asked me, and I would have gave it to you. Because why you think I hired you? Because I'm trying to see my people do good for themselves. You got certain people in our community that want to do that, but because how knuckleheads act, it'd be hard for us to do that. We try to step out there on the faith, but then our people get caught up at the Shalom, hallelujah. Our people get caught up in the nonsense. Like, dang, I want to help my brother, but which brother did I get? Did I get one of them crab in a bucket type brothers? Or did I get a brother that really want to do something with his life and really want to prosper and really want to come up? But at the same time, you got to throw the Most High in the midst. Throw the Most High in the midst of that, knowing that, okay, you coming around me, hey, man, come to Shabbat service. Come keep the new moon. Passover is head getting here. Come keep the Passover. Hanukkah here. Let's keep that. Feast of dedication. Come on. It's the Day of Atonement. Now let's go ahead and fast for this day. And I've got to walk around with you for the whole day to know that you're fasting for this day. Come to the sanctuary. Let's throw our prayers up to the Most High. Let's ask him for forgiveness of all the wickedness we done did, so he can come back and be in our favor. Let's keep these the hedge of protection around us with the righteous angels. So when the devil try to throw fiery darts at us, it can. I don't want to put it like that, but as Wonder Woman blocked bullets with her little thing, ting, 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 type stuff, you feel me? We got to come back to this. And that's the only way our community is going to get out of this turmoil. That's why you find Israelites in every corner trying to tell the people, come back. But we can only give you so much standing on the corner. But scoffers look at what we said on the corner and just take it and run with it. No, man, it's a whole lot more once you get into this classroom atmosphere. Because now it's time to really build you up in the spirit now. We done got you from there. We got you in here. Now it's work and success progress now. We like mechanics and doctors. We done saw your car broke down on the street. We done told you, man, bring it to the shop. I got you. You get it to the shop. The shop is the sanctuary, the little safe house. Now we can work on you, build you up. You feel me? But with that, family, shalom, shalom, sis. Shalom for logging in. Well, for some brothers, Mikey, G13. Wait, let me read that. Passover for all that, bro, it just passed. Well, for some brothers, it passed. For other brothers, it did, depending on how you keep your new moon or depending on how you calculate your year. For the light of Zion, our Passover is April 14th. So again, other brothers keep their Passover at different times. We here, we don't stress on people which time they kept their Passover. If you were focusing more on when a person is keeping their Passover and saying, oh, this, that, you're not focusing on the whole mission that when it comes to it. Because I'm going to let it be known. I got a brother sitting here right now. He's not with our school, but he understands the aspect of gathering of yourselves together. He understands that aspect. When we gather with Sakari understand the aspect of gathering together. We don't keep our holy days the same, us and Sakari, but guess what? Brothers go over to Sakari, celebrate with them. Then brothers come over here, celebrate with us. Why? Because we understand it's a family thing. Judges, I'm going to just grab the scripture real quick in Judges, so you can get the understanding even of that aspect. Judges 5 and 11. Judges chapter 5, verse 11. They that are delivered from the noises of the archers in the place of drawing waters, there shall they rehearse, key word, rehearse the righteous acts of the Lord. A rehearsal, mind you. See, this is what I'm saying. Now I'm telling them all this, and he's saying you got to keep the right date. And see, and that's the thing. You don't even know the right date. And if you want to get down to it into the nitty gritty, you're supposed to keep it over there in Israel then. Now, you didn't go to Israel and keep the Passover, now did you? No. You're in captivity right now. But this is how our people get so caught up. Oh, you got to keep it on the right day and be obedient. They're over righteous. But yet, scriptures also said go out there and teach the people. So if it was so much that, why are you here and not on your own platform teaching somebody? You see, but I digress, because this is where the strife try to come in at. People try to come in and don't know no better. That's why I'm glad the Most High put me here, because to be in the tip of the sword is a beautiful thing. Oh, you got to keep it on the right day. And this is what I'm gonna tell some of my brothers this. I can ask them a question and it will baffle the mind. And I'm gonna ask you this, since you here. I'm gonna ask you this, Mikey. When did the new year start for you guys? That's a simple question. Simple question. And then with the series of questions, we're gonna get to the answer to show that sometimes you really don't know what you're talking about. You're just going by what somebody else told you. So, Mikey, when did your new year start? I'm gonna give you a chance. You gonna find Jeopardy music for him? Now he said it's his facts. Well, okay, I'm asking you one of your facts. When did you keep the New Year, Mikey? What is it, Mikey? Yeah, Mikey. When did you keep the New Year? When did the New Year come in for you? April 1st, New Year's.
First. That's, I mean, but that's
Wait.
the month.
This is crazy. This is by for the line. If April 1st is the New Year, I said, when did you keep your New Year?
I thought he was talking about the Hebrew.
No, I'm talking what? When did he keep his? And he want to say April Fool's Day. Oh my goodness, dude! If he just said Passover just passed, when did you keep your New Year in order for you to keep the Passover? That's all I'm asking. It's a simple question, real simple question. When was your New Year? I ain't asking about no Gregorian calendar. I didn't ask nothing about that, did I?
Nope.
I asked you, when did you keep your New Year? Now, I'm waiting because you're typing all this extra stuff.
Wow.
You should be able to type in, I kept my New Year on this day.
Avoiding the question. Now you little bad, so.
Passover started March. He still didn't answer my question. I asked you, when did you keep your New Year?
When did you keep the New Year? He's not asking.
He going around everything but what I'm asking him.
Yeah, but two different dates. April, then he went to March.
He's saying his Passover was in March 16th. His Passover was March 16th, mind you. Yeah, but I'm still asking him, when did his New Year come in? Because there's something you have to do during the Passover that he don't even understand that you have to do. I bet you he don't realize that's what he have to do. And that's when you determine when the New Year really starts. That's why I'm trying to get him to answer the question. He's not going to answer the question. I'm still waiting. This dude just said March 20.
Yeah, he jumping. Why did you?
How's the Passover the 16th, but you kept your New Year on the 27th?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That don't even make sense, dude. Mikey, when did you keep your New Year? If you don't understand the question, let me make it plain. It's more plain and simple for you. When did your month of Abib start?
That's what I thought he was going to say. The month of Abib
started on this day. You see, it's little simple facts people can't even understand. That's the simplest of things. But you're going to tell me it passed already. So again, Mikey, when did your month of Abib start?
You gave him the answer.
I'm asking him the question because maybe he don't know the first month is called the Abib. Maybe he don't know that. And he just said March. What day? Come on, man. This dude just see now I gotta move on because if you type 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 things, and I kept asking you the same thing since 8:53, and all this time in the past, you can't answer a simple question. I don't know. Oh my God, you don't know when the New Year started.
Oh my goodness.
But you're gonna tell me Passover done passed already.
Yeah, he's trying to tell you it passed.
You want to tell me what something is, but you can't even tell me when your month of Abib started.
Wow, man. Our people lack knowledge. Wow, man. That's man, you tell us.
I don't know. And you know what? That's the best answer he can give. I don't know. So if you don't know when your month of Abib started, how you now going to tell me when the Passover was? I don't know what you talking about.
You don't know. Okay. He's done.
I'm gonna help him out. Let's help him out now. Since he don't know what I'm talking about. Since he this is wild, man. This is the wildest stuff. As Kevin Samuel say, you can't make this get up.
Exactly. And he already know what he's gonna say.
I'm gonna tell you, Mikey, this is what I'm talking about. Since you don't know what the month of Abib is, let's get it out of the scriptures. Because you're telling me Passover them past, but you can't tell me when your new year began. This is Exodus chapter 12 and verse 1. And I'm gonna read it as it is for you too. Maybe it can knock home for you. And the Lord spake unto Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, saying, this month shall be unto you the beginning of months. It shall be the first month of the year to you. So when is that month? Let me keep reading. Speak ye unto all the congregation of Israel, saying, in the 10th day of this month, they shall take shall take to them every man a lamb according to the house of their fathers, a lamb for a house. And if the household be too little for the lamb, let him and his neighbor next unto his house take it according to the number of the souls. Every man according to his eating shall make your account of the lamb. Your lamb shall be without blemish, a male of the first year. Ye shall take it out of the sheep or from the goats, and ye shall keep it up until the 14th day of the same month, the first month, which is the month of Abib, to the 14th day of the same month, and the whole assembly of the congregation of Israel shall kill it in the evening, and they shall take the blood and strike it on the two-sided doorpost. Now, mind you, this is called the Passover. And this guy went back and said April 1st again. He don't know what he's talking about. Viewers, I am so sorry. So sorry. This brother went up and down. He don't even know when his month of Abib started to tell me when the Passover is. He don't know how to calculate the Passover. Pretty much that's what's going on. He sat down and watched somebody do something and didn't understand why somebody was doing something and just followed behind them. Us here at the Light of Zion, we make sure everybody should be able to break down when their Passover is. You should be able to explain it to someone. If you can't explain it to someone, that means you really shouldn't be doing it then, because you can't explain it. And if you can't explain it, why are you doing something you can't explain? That means you're just following somebody. Scripture say, just don't follow nobody. Prove all things. You should be able to prove all things, study to show thyself approved unto the Most High, not unto men. So you should know all these things, man. Now I don't know what you're talking about. You causing confusion. How I'm causing confusion on my platform? He don't know what the Passover is.
But he's telling you should when to celebrate it.
He's trying to tell me when to celebrate it, but he can't even calculate it when you should celebrate it. But I'm causing confusion.
What's the scriptures? He ain't bring the scriptures.
He can't bring no scriptures out. He don't know no scriptures out. But this is what goes on when you get scoffers in the comment board. He thought he took me somewhere else, but all he did is illustrated that you cannot really do something with something if you don't understand what's going on. I'm not even going to respond to his comments no more. He's just going to be in the comment board helping out the page. That's all he can do right now. But I'm going to go back to what this class was about. Why are blacks behind economically? One of the reasons we're behind economically, because you get people who think they know something and really don't know nothing. They just start talking and don't know what they're talking about, because when you start questioning them about what they believe and why they do it, they don't got no answers for you. They come back saying, I don't know. What are you talking about? You're causing confusion. You're confusing me. Well, I don't know what's going on there. That's on you. It's not on me, because I can stand fast in what I'm talking about. I'm not going to be confounded. So when I go out on the streets and teach, they can't confound me. People can't come up to me and say, God loves everybody. No, where I say that at? Show me, take me to the scripture. He can't even take me to no scripture about nothing. This guy's talking about April 1st, March 27th, March 16th. You just throwing out a bunch of stuff. March, this. It's sad, man. It's sad. But guess what? There's a spot for him. Back there with the little kids. And that's it. Because in this day and age, anybody can get a computer and type stuff. But he steady talking. I got to read some of the stuff he's saying. I got to. Because it's a trip. Because the rest of the viewers got to have a laugh. I know they reading and they laughing right along with me. I think you studying it wrong, bro. You got the wrong dates. The wrong dates is a curse.
The wrong dates is oh my God.
No, but this is the thing. He telling me the wrong dates is a curse. But I just read Exodus 12 and verse 1 to verse 7. He can't even tell me what does that even mean. I gave him that section. Now, but see, we got a lot of Google prophets out here. So if I ask him a question, all he's going to do is probably Google it. You feel me? That's why I don't really like asking questions, but show me what you did. You can't even answer that simple question. Because if you was with somebody, more than likely he wasn't. He probably did everything on his own because he don't understand nothing. he just watch somebody online do something because they don't promote all the new moons. We celebrate all our new moons here, and we put them all on the internet. Every new moon we do, we put it on the internet, so you know what month we're in. You feel me? We're about to go into our Abib this Thursday, which is tomorrow. This is the beginning of our Abib because we did our calculations. This is how it is for us. We just discussed this with some brothers in Canada. You feel me? They use the full moon to do theirs. Try to convince us that, oh no, you got to do this, but dude, the scriptures clearly says this. But if you want to take it another way, yeah, good for you. I hope you ready to rehearse the righteous acts. I hope everything you do, you stay steadfast in doing it how you see fit. When Hamashiach Yahushua comes back, he say, this is how you do it. Don't look at Hamashiach Yahushua and say, they told me to do it this way. You know what Hamashiach Yahushua going to do to you? Off with your head. You darn rebellious person. And guess what? And if he give me the order, guess what I'm going to say? Yes, sir. I'm going to chop his head off. I'm not going to be like, but Hamashiach Yahushua, please don't chop his head off. I'm not going to plead with Hamashiach Yahushua for nobody. The man just gave the order. I'm doing it. I know how to follow directions, especially when it comes from him. Because all my leaders and elders here said, hey, if it's me or Hamashiach Yahushua, you better listen to Yahushua. Yes, sir. The same thing I'm going to tell my soldiers up under me. I'm a captain of 1,000. So my captains of 100s and my 50s and my 10s and my officers and my troopers, hey, when Yahushua come back, don't listen to me. You got to listen to what he got to say. And I hope you do what he tell you to do. Because all I can do is vex you now to get you right. And all I can get you right is for the kingdom. Now, once he come in, you don't whip through all the motions. So you should be ready to take an order when he give it. If you're not ready to take an order when he give it, I can't help you there. You're on your own, buddy. You on your own. And that's what this dude is here. He's on his own. This dude said this afternoon. Oh, boy. I just laugh, man. I just laugh because it's funny to me. It's funny to me. Hey, Akim, Aguafium, the water for logging in, the water for coming here to another Wednesday Wisdom. And we broke it down. Hey, I brought out a lot of information dealing with trying to get these finances up. I might try to do another class on finances. Just understand, I am not a financial advisor. I just do stuff to provoke you, to get you to think and understand what's going on in this captivity, because this is captivity. Because I'm reading this dude talking about, I'm taking your head. Dude, you. Dude, it's funny, man. These brothers online be funny, man. Hey, I like for y'all to come in. It makes this class that much more fun for me. So, hey, to show that, and I hate to say it like this, to show that you really don't know what you're doing. Because you just talking, but you ain't showing me no scripture. You ain't run to no scripture. Hey, and Mikey, if you even want to sit up here, because mind you, I'm going to be using this platform for a little while for some of my classes. I got other devices I'm going to try to use, incorporate with my class to do different things. But, hey, download StreamYard, and I gladly invite you into the room so you can sit down and show me some scriptures to break out why you believe your password and came and left. And I'm going to show you one scripture that's going to break all that in pieces. I hope you're going to understand that. I pray that you understand that, as a lot of my Akim like to say. And with that, Shalom. Remember, you believe in Jesus. Yah, I don't. That don't even make sense. You can't even make coherent sentences, man. All praise be to the power of Abraham, the power of Isaac, and the power of Jacob, for truly his mercy endureth forever. By Hashem Mashiach Yahushua, the water from Yah Aman. Shalom, family. It's been great serving you guys tonight. Stay tuned for next week. Let's see if we get Mikey G13 to come into the room and try to break down some scriptures. I doubt he can, though. Shalom.